That is one of these which is a bit of a can of worms. There have been studies which have shown that with all these children playing on their iPhones and doing the games, it's actually improving their hand-eye coordination. Having said that, there is now an increase in the amount of myopia in the world. One of the statistics I was looking at, and I looked at them last night, in Taiwan, they reckon about 90% of the school children are short-sighted. In the UK, probably 30% of 12 to 13-year-olds. So what's the difference? Nobody's quite sure. There's a lot of research going on. Everybody's scratching their heads. One of the feelings is that it is to do with the amount of close work and indoor activities children are doing. I mean, one of the things that came out, I think, last year was if you're worried about your children's eyesight and make sure they develop their eyesight properly, kick them out the door and let them play outside. Take their iPhone and iPad off them, lock it away.
Or do a Kirsty Allsop and smash it against the table. So some really good pointers there, Debbie, and just really highlights why all parents and guardians need to be thinking about taking their children for regular eye tests, no matter what age they are. What other things have been happening this week and what's still to come?
Well, we had our first coast-to-coast walk on Sunday. So we walked from Douglas to Peel, coast to coast, and we had around 120 people that took part, which is a fabulous amount for the first time. It wasn't a race, but the first person did do it in 2 hours, 24 minutes. We were only just set up in Peel by the time he got there. Fabulous walk, and everybody managed to make it in just under 4 hours. So brilliant
That's
day.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I know the blind drive is fully subscribed for this weekend, but you're still encouraging people to go in and have a look and see what's going on with that. Sounds incredible.
We've got a variety of people, both sighted and people that are visually impaired. We do have a couple of people that can't see anything at all, and they're going to be getting in a dual control car, and they're going to be driving around Onchan Raceway. So if you want to come along, it is very, very safe, so nothing's going to happen. Come along, support us. It's free to have a watch. So we're there from 12 o'clock on Sunday up until about 5 o'clock.
Shades of Top Gear, because they had somewhat a blind person doing a star in a reasonably priced car, if I remember rightly.
Yes, it was Billy. We met him a few years ago. Yes. Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier Bright for Sight, because you have your little bear dressed.
I do. Yes, I do have another little bear, Nellen number 2, and he's in his blue top. And tomorrow's Bright for Sight Day. So put on your brightest clothes and raise a little bit of money. We've had a few companies subscribe to us at the moment, a couple of schools. The Co-op on Woodbourne Road, am I allowed to give them a bit of a shout? They're doing a Bright for Sight Day. They're all taking part. They've got a raffle running, and they're doing that all weekend for us. And we have a coffee morning tomorrow morning where all the staff will be wearing our brightest clothes. I have a lovely luminous pink jacket teamed with a bright blue skirt. So if you want to come and have a look at that,
You've worn that before, Debbie.
I have, yes, 10:30.
We're talking about, obviously, the support that is available from the Manx Blind Welfare Society. And, I mean, this is all free, isn't it, for people with visual impairments? What sort of things do you offer?
We offer services to over 500 people on the Isle of Man. From free equipment loan, we have social groups that run 3 times a week. We have befriending services, educational support, financial support, sporting activities. I don't know if anybody's tried our acoustic shooting, but that's fantastic. And yes, that is blind people with real guns. We run escorted holidays as well to the UK, and we've just started a younger persons group as well, and we've got a really tight-knit group of young people that have been going out over the summer, and some brilliant friendships been formed from a couple of kids there as well.
That's great. Brilliant. I mean, because it can be incredibly isolating, I'm guessing, if you're in a world where you don't see anything or you see very, very little. So to have people who understand that and can get you out and about must be fantastic.
Yeah, and a couple of other services we run. We obviously have our audio library, which has nearly 6,000 books in it, and we have our Manx recorded news service as well. I don't know if you know anybody that might be a reader for that, Beth.
Yes, and how they must be thrilled when that person starts reading. And this is all done through donations?
It is. We're funded fully through donations, legacies and fundraising. Our little Nellen bears here have been funded through the Lockington Marshall Trust with the Rotary, so they've all been supported.
And you mentioned that people could be able to get hold of Nellen. How can they do that?
Yes, well, any child that gets their eyes tested, any, I'm going to say participating, but it's actually all the opticians on the Isle of Man will receive a free Nell and Bear. So there's no donation required. You can get your bear once you've had your child has an eye test. And there's also going to be some at the hospital as well for the eye clinic, if any children go up there as well.
Wonderful. And Ian, we're talking about the importance of getting children along for an eye test. And I know the idea of funding for eye tests has been up in the air at the moment, but what is the situation as it currently stands?
Currently, as it stands, every person on the Isle of Man is still entitled to a free NHS eye exam, free of charge at the point of supply, if you like.